Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. I went out thrifting earlier and I decided to come on and show these pieces. Um, Before you come in the chat, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video. So, I just happened to be out today in the area of the thrift shop. So, I decided to go in and check out what they had. I hadn't been in there in a little while, so I went in there. I did find out Black Friday, everything in the store will be 97 cents. So I'm going on with uh, calling to Lions Finds and her multi-seller auction, and I will be on at 3 p.m. If you have not subscribed to Colleen, you might want to do so. She's a wonderful person. Let's see if I can get that link for you. She always has a lot of interesting sales with multiple sellers. And let me find her link real quick here. But it's kind of dreary outside. It's not really cold, but it's nice. Let me find her channel. And I will drop that link in there so that, hey, Cha Cha, welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you so that you can be a part of this amazing ladies' auctions. I'll drop that link. It's good to see you, Cha Cha. Yes, I've been at it again, but hey, when you're a reseller, you have to shake those bushes. You can't, you gotta, just as the Nike ad suggests, just do it. So let me see if I can get this dropped into the chat. It's good to see you, Cha Cha. Cha Cha. Thank you, Cha Cha. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that link into the chat so that everyone can be a part of this wonderful auction. So let's see if it worked. I think it did. And there we go. Hey, Joanne, welcome in, sweetie. Because, a lot of you know Colleen's Two Lion Finds, but there's going to be an auction on Black Friday with multiple sellers, and I will be on there at 3 o'clock. I'm looking forward to it. She's a very nice lady. So if you're not subscribed to Colleen, there is her link in the chat. Cha Cha had to leave, but I really appreciated her coming in and saying hello. And Cha Cha is a very sweet person, but there is Colleen's link in the chat, and I will be on there at 3 p.m. They are having a sale Black Friday at the consignment shop, and everything in the store is 97 cents. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, I'm going to have to go to bed early and get up and be a part of that. It's going to be busy, but hey, getting something for 97 cents is definitely worth it unless I change my mind. There's always that chance, but that is a great opportunity to pick up some really fantastic items for 97 cents. I'm really excited. So we'll see how that works out. I have to be right back here at 3 for that auction. I'm really excited about it. But I wanted to bring you guys these pieces because they are amazing. Let me get something to drink here. They also serve coffee as a courtesy thing to their customers. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be extremely busy in that store, as well as the one on Floyd's Knobs. So there should be people. Hey, Cal, welcome in. There should be people there early to get in for a 97-cent sale in a consignment shop that carries amazing things. And how I know that's where my things come from. I always, that's my one source stop. Why go anywhere else because it's so close. And then I'm a part of something called Clover that they offer to their people. Hey, Laura, welcome in. That you get a kickback incentive of like $5 off. And I had 200 and some odd points, and I was able to use 100 of those points for $5 off, and $5 is $5. But anyway, I always have fun when I go in there. I usually go through the store about 3 times looking at the lower shelf and everything like that. And I did find some outstanding things once again. And you guessed it, it's all classic for the exception of a couple items. And I want to show you this first. And I love this hat. I think it's one that they use in the oh, what's the name of that ladies group? The Red Hat Society. But this is a very classy, well-made hat. And I just had to have it. Look how that's made right there. That how it has that little thing right there. And it might be the Red Hat Society, but I absolutely love it. So therefore, I had to have it. And there she is. The brand on this hat is the Toucan Collection, New York. So I love this hat. So I think it may be the Red Hat. I got a fan blowing up here. I exerted a lot of energy on the way up here, but isn't that amazing? Look how that's made. That is just one touch of class. So naturally, I had to have the hat. Nice red for the holiday season. Let me turn this fan off. I've worked up a sweat carrying this stuff up the steps. So I can turn it off. So there we have it. Nice. I love this hat. It is just amazing. And that's why I picked it up. Let me make sure I got it on right. And it goes over to, I had it more this way, but since the feathers are in my face, I will put it on like this and move that over. Isn't that an amazing hat? That would be a good one for Derby, you know. I never go to the Derby, but isn't it amazing? I love that. Yeah, that's what they used. And whoever owned this hat, it's really nice. I mean, I'm probably old enough to be in the Red Hat Society, but I thought it was amazing. An amazing, amazing hat. And I had to have it. How do I work this so it's not in my face? But if I do that, and that's to the back, feel like Minnie Pearl, guys, with the tag. I just had my hair cut. I get my hair cut every 21 days like clockwork because it grows out and it gets real bushy right there. So I just have it cut. I do have a male hairdresser. He's very good at what he does. He looks like Ken Jennings to me. And I told him that one time. He goes, well, at least you didn't say I look like someone that was unattractive. I said, you look just like him. So he is a redhead. So let's go over here. Let's do this lamp first. This, guys, is amazing, an amazing, amazing lamp. Thank you, Joanne. I have a good hairdresser that's the master of color. But look at this, guys. This is a lamp. Look at the shade on that. Now, that shade does need to be cleaned. But isn't that amazing? I'll back it up a little bit. Isn't she beautiful? You have your dolphins in there. Just beautiful, beautiful angel. Like I said, I will clean the shade. It does have some, there's a spot or two on it, but I will clean this and have it in tip-top. Isn't she beautiful? Let me move her in. Look at her face. How gorgeous is she? in really good shape. You have fish on the bottom. It says golden, golden. Let me turn it around where I can see it. Golden Ale collection. So it is part of a collection. And she is really beautiful with that fancy lampshade. This would be pretty as a sitting even with a low wattage bulb as a night light in someone's room. She is just beautiful, and I thought I would get her because the price was right. And we'll set her over here. She's in really good condition. But that would be that would be beautiful in an adult's room as well as a teenager's room. And I just thought it was really beautiful. So I wanted to get that. The price was right, and why not? Okay, hang on just a second. I also found this beautiful blue vase. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's kind of blue green. It's just amazing. But it is a picture, and it's kind of a teal color. I got my phone up here. Let's go take a look on what this beautiful piece is. Let me lower the camera. Isn't that gorgeous? Excuse my room. It's a mess. But things always get worse before they get better. But that is beautiful. That's why I'm always going in there, because I have found some beautiful items in there. And, that's when you can go to one place as a source and be able to come out with some beautiful things. Why not? Why travel near and far when this is only 12 miles from my house? So let's see what it said about this. Really gorgeous, almost a teal color. It's so beautiful. And I'll tell you what it is. I usually Google this stuff in the store. So this is an Indiana glass, the Tierra Blue Hurricane picture. So it is Indiana glass, and it does have a special title called Tierra. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I do have another piece that is either Tierra or named something else. But it's absolutely, it says, make sure that's the right one, because sometimes when they make the pictures and these items are sold, some people have brighter light. So isn't it beautiful? And we'll go to this. Oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. It's aqua blue, as a matter of fact. I don't believe it is 9 inches tall. I do not believe that they gave a year on this beautiful piece, but it says Vintage Indiana Tierra Glass Clear Aqua Blue Hurricane Pitcher Vase. So let's see what else they are telling us down here. And they're not giving us a year, but I would think that it's probably vintage. But it isn't that the most beautiful color. It's almost like when you go on these destinations to some of these places that have all this different color water. But isn't that's another piece that, I like the way it swirls around the top part of it right here. It's just amazing. And it's probably vintage. I just have to really look into it more. But it's supposed to be a vase. But I guess you could use it for whatever you wanted to. But it is a beauty indeed. And we'll set this over here. Hey, Facey Ace. Welcome in, sweetie. Good to see ya. But I was talking earlier where this particular consignment store is going to have a 97-cent sale Black Friday. Hey, Austin, welcome in, sweetie. So I'm going to be on with Colleen Two Lions Finds on her multi-seller auction, and I'll be on at 3. I did drop her link in the chat, and she's got a lot of amazing things. She's a very sweet person, and she's very honest and very forthwith about what she sells. So if you guys want to be a part of being on an amazing auction, check her out on Black Friday. And I think they start at noon. But you guys, I know what you're thinking. Is she going to sell some of these new things at the auction? At that auction? I don't know yet, guys. I still have a lot left that I can, that I could sell. So, I try to save the most recently thrifted for you guys. Moving on. You're like, I'm glad she's doing that. Now we have another beautiful piece here. Get this and put it that I picked up as well. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Ace, and everyone in the chat. I tell you, I was on the way home, and as you know, a lot of times the traffic around this time of year gets kind of heavy, and I was sitting at a light, and this police, it was a big truck, but it was a police vehicle. It went by, then followed by a fire truck, then followed by an ambulance. So I figured that, hey, there's an accident somewhere, and it must have been on down because I didn't experience any backup. But you know what, guys? I hope you do too, Ace. A lot of people, they get out there, they're running against the clock, and they speed, and guys, it only takes a split second to have an accident that will affect someone's life for the rest of their life, possibly causing a fatality. And everyone knows during the holidays there's a lot more accidents than there are any time of the year. But just remember to slow it down. That Thanksgiving celebration will be there when you get there. And just slow down because it's not worth it. And don't drink and drive neither, because it could affect your life, the life of someone else. There could be a fatality. Leave on time when you're supposed to. Don't get in any hurry. Pay attention to what you're doing. Keep your cell phone in your trunk unless an emergency, because there's nothing more distracting than a cell phone. And I want to see everyone be safe out there, because it's no joke. There's a lot of people out there. And just think about, when you're driving, think about what you're doing. Don't get distracted, because like I said, it takes only a split second for an accident to happen to change your entire world and the world of someone else. So it's good to slow down and just, arrive safely, guys, and be a part of the Thanksgiving celebration with your family. And then I was coming home, and I was like, the exit was like about a block, and then this semi's behind me, and he flashes his lights in my mirror. And I'm like, oh no, he didn't. And I'm thinking, buddy, if you're in a hurry, go around me. Don't ever flash your lights in my mirror. And I'm like, what's he doing? I was doing the speed limit. It's just, see how people can be so impatient, and they can be jerks. And he was pulling a Amazon trailer, and I'm like, hey buddy, if you're late, don't be putting your lights up in my mirror. Hello. I mean, really? I'm like, I was doing the speed limit, and he wanted to do something like that. Of course, it was still daylight out there, but I'm like, what did he do that for? That was silly. But it takes all kinds. Just like these big semis, don't ever, when a semi is on that road and they have a load, don't pull out in front of them because they cannot stop on a dime and it never ends well. Kind of know that that is a dangerous thing and just don't do it. I don't care how, if you're late to whatever you're going to, slow down because that speed kills. I pull over to the shoulder and wave them by much safer. So I was on the expressway and I was only just a few feet away from getting off the exit. And how dare him put the lights in my mirror? I didn't do anything. What am I supposed to do? Take that exit doing 70? Is that what he thinks? But everyone always wants you to do something so they can get there faster, no matter if it jeopardizes you or whatever, because that's how people are. So we have to be extremely careful out there because I tell you, it's a combat zone, especially on the holidays. So I quit harping and we'll go to well, I just want everyone to be safe and enjoy their holiday and be around for next year. There are a lot of fatalities that take place during these Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. And then I heard on the news that there are more people flying over the holidays before it was after the pandemic. So that says a lot, because a lot of people, as you know, were confined to their homes and everything like that. So when they was able to get out, they ran with it. So we have this piece right here. Look how beautiful that is. And I believe this is a federal glass piece, but we're going to take a little look see. It is very intricately designed right there. And I'll tell you what it is. Let's drop the camera. And I tell you, no wonder I'm so aware, because back when I was a kid, when my dad drove, if somebody put the lights on him, he'd slow down, they'd pass, and he'd return the favor. But today you do that and you'll get shot. So we don't want to do that. I tell you, we always cringed when we went across the bridge to Kentucky because it got all crazy, and my dad kind of had a tendency to have a little bit of road rage there, and scare. It was very scary to say the least. But let me open that up. Thank you. So it is Federal Depression Glass, Madrid. Let's go to this, and it's 6 by 7/8 rim. It is very beautiful, very delicate. Kind of reminds me of a compote, but it is Federal Depression Glass. I got a book downstairs on like Vaseline glass and pressed glass. It says no, that can't be the one. But it is Federal Glass. It's just not what they're saying it is. Federal Depression Glass, and this is a Madrid pattern, and it is vintage. I know not year of where it's from, but this piece was discontinued through 1932 to 1939. So this is pretty rare piece because they stopped making this particular pattern during that year. But isn't that beautiful? So, it's decked out even under the rim. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So there's that one. I'll put that over there if I can find a spot. I'm going to have to do a complete overhaul up here, like it or not. So, camera up. Oh, I love this, and I know exactly what this is. And it is, this is lead crystal because it's and it's a Mishika piece. And I was standing at the counter and I saw it and I just picked it up. I know you can hear that. And it is very beautiful. I'm going to do a screenshot of this and go even deeper. I know it's Mishika. It's a very beautiful bowl, and we'll find out. But I was heading to the counter and I saw that. Actually, I saw this twice in there. So I decided to pick it up. We'll take a quick shot of this. But I know it's Mishika because of the frosted panels in this. And Mishika is pretty popular. I've sold quite a bit of it because it's so beautiful. Let's come up here and take a quick snapshot and take a look here. But I know for undoubtedly what it is. I just want to see if it has a certain name to it. But look how gorgeous that is. So we'll go ahead and do a quick search on that. My phone said you got too much stuff in there. Get rid of something. Alrighty then. Oh my goodness, it's not Mishika. It's something even better than Mishika, if there's anything like that. Let's see, you got the leaves. Let's keep looking. Oh my goodness. Let me see if it's the right one. If it is, this is made in Germany. And it's BEYER lead crystal. Made in Germany. There's your really neat peaks right there with that. I thought this was a Mishika, but I wasn't for sure. Happy Turkey Day to you too, Kel. I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. But this is BEYER lead crystal made in West Germany. So guess what? The price just went up because West Germany pieces are really special, and that's what this is. Let's see if it says a year on it. Made in West Germany. Let's see if it gives us a year on that. Let's see. I don't see a year on it, but I bet you it's old. I'd be willing. Made in West Germany, and that's exactly what it is. So we got something really good, and I thought it was Mishika, and it was even better. But isn't that beautiful? Let's do a measurement on this. If I can find it. Oh, I have many problems with here. When in doubt, take the ruler out. That's what I say. So this is approximately about 8.5 inches across. It is approximately about 5.5 inches deep. It is gorgeous. It is lead crystal. It's from Germany. Not just Germany, West Germany. And that makes this pretty darn special, if you ask me. Look at the construction on that beauty. And it's a smaller bowl. It's not a big one, yet there is some weight to it. Of course, all lead crystal does have weight. We know that part. Thank you guys all for coming in. I appreciate that. I'm kind of what you would call kind of spontaneous. I just come on and just boom, I'm here, Y'all know how I roll. And this has the most beautiful, and I don't see how it survived all these years with this beautiful of a gold rimmed painted surface, but it is really something. Come on, sticker, get off of there. So look at the gold rim and the perfection and how beautiful that is. You do have a grape design. Look how perfect that is. You do have the grapes on there, but I was just totally taken back by how beautiful that gold, that's fired gold on that, without a doubt. There's not a scratch nor nothing on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And these are grapes. And I'll go back in and we'll take a peek at what we're dealing with here. Joanne, it's possible. Let me go back in. You may have a good point there. Let's go back in and take a look. So, I did see some Fire King pieces in there before that were rather pricey at the time, but I guess it's all about, some of the ladies are older and they know what a lot of these things are worth. Hmm. Actually, this is vint. You're smart, Joanne, because you're right. This is vintage Fire King Anchor Hawking milk glass, and you are correct. This is special here. So let's go in and take a peek. It does have a pedestal on it. Let me see if it's marked anything. But I just enjoy shopping vintage glass. I don't know. It's in my blood, I think. But yes, you're exactly right, Joanne. That is Fire King Anchor Hawking double. Man, that was a find. Hey, Chew, welcome in, sweetheart. I have an egg dish and another one that's a divided dish. Boy, you're right. You have a very good eye because you're exactly right. But does your other pieces have that beautiful fire? Do they have fire gold on the rim of any of it? This is amazing. I can't believe the condition of this. Okay, let's see full description. It's vintage Anchor Hawking Fire King milk glass bowl, grape design, gold edging. It's 9 inches by 2 inches, and the inside of the bowl is textured. So that must be something, Joanne, that is quite common with this brand. But you're dead on it. You're exactly right. There it has a pedestal right there, and there you have your beautiful grape design. I did get my black light, guys. And I'm going to show you something about a piece that I was suspicious about. Might surprise you what I found out. But yeah, it has the grape. You can see it better right there. Hey, Brian, welcome in, sweetie. We're going through one of these compulsive thrifts that, well, I was going right by there. Why not? But the gold, the fired gold on this, there is not one little, I see a tiny little imperfection in the gold right up here. See that right there where it's raised? But it is in beautiful, probably a manufacturer thing, but it is gorgeous. It's good to see you, Brian. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. Let's moving on. This is really beautiful. It's really old. There is crazy in it, but wait till you see this one. Let me very gently, of course, it's very old, and you will see crazy. I mean, that's quite common with a lot of your older vintage items. So let me remove this, but it is beautiful. I hadn't really Googled it. When I see something pretty, I just pick it up because there's certain things that you can tell that they're old. But anyway, here we go. How beautiful is that? Is that gorgeous or what? I'm not for sure it does have crazing in it because it's old. And old is my thing. Here's the inside of it right there. Look at that beautiful pattern. And I'll have to Google this guy, Homer Lafton, made in USA. And this is what's on the bottom of it. Let me get it up here where you can see it. Homer Laughlin, made in the USA. I don't, we're going to take, hey, Deborah, welcome in. Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving too, Deborah. I hope you have, I know one of her sons is in, was it London, Deborah? He was somewhere. I think it was London or whatever the last I checked. If I'm wrong, let me know. But thank you. We will. Japan. He is in Japan. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, to be, of course, I'm sure Deborah does miss him as well as her little grandbabies. But isn't it amazing that someone could see the world and just, I mean, it's really an amazing experience. But, sometimes they do spend time away from their loved ones. And, but it's just amazing to get to visit all these places that some people only dream about. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Let me move it in a little bit. And I don't really know what it was, and I really didn't care because it was beautiful. So I'm going to take a quick picture, but I thought the handles on each side was a very neat thing. And we're going to see this because I picked it up because it just screamed old. Lofton, I have an old milk glass picture. My grandmother, he is very collectible. All right. Yes, they love Japan. Maybe going to Italy after that, and then he will be out of the USAF. Well, Deborah, I know you really miss him, and I know you miss your grandkids, and that will be so wonderful that you guys can be reunited again. And I know he's been out and about for many years, so I'm excited for you about that. Just that will be a very joyous occasion. And let's make a quick shot of this. Like I said, I just picked it up because I thought it was beautiful. And I knew it was old because I seen the crazing in it, but it is, I wonder if it's part of a collection, maybe. Or maybe it's a standalone piece. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Let's see, is that a decal? I don't think that's a decal. Maybe the roses, but I think the gold part is hand done, guys. Hey R&R, welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you, Romel. I mean, it's good to see you, sweetie. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. Okay, but it could be a part of a set of something. We won't know unless we Google. Oh my goodness. Let me find this. That Oh my God, you guys. This, Joanne, when you said that, you were not kidding. It is very collectible. And I'm trying to find the exact one that has the squareness to the. I think we got a winner, guys. This is a definite winner. So KT and K Knowles Taylor antique. We have an antique, guys. We have an absolute antique. But let me find the my particular one here. I don't know. I am just aha. Where is that at? This is thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I had my hair cut and I go right past there and you know where I stopped. No doubt about it. You know that it's a Homer Laughlin eggshell. I'm excited, y'all, because these go for high dollar. You know that my car has that radar that goes right to that consignment. This is high dollar, guys, and this you don't see these every day. Let me find this exact one. So we have a piece of history here, and I mean history. Thank goodness I have a good eye for that stuff. But yes, I'm really surprised but that's exactly what it is. And it is rare and it is antique. This is an antique, guys. This is definitely an antique. And I'm looking for the very piece, and this is kind of an oval piece. And I'm looking for the very piece that, but no, this is exactly what, and it's a, Romel, I'm not for sure what this is. Let me do a little more investigation, but it is amazing. There is crazing on that. This, I think, may be a decal, but see that right there, that gold trim, that is hand done. So that only leads even more into the value of an obvious. So I'm looking for that exact piece because this has the square stuff on it. Did I find it? This is driving me nuts. Let me see if this is. Isn't it beautiful? And it's old too. I have a lot of things that needs a lot of well, that's not even the right one. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not for sure. It's probably some kind of, I don't know if it's a serving thing or what this thing is, but I do know one thing. It is an absolute antique. Thank goodness for my good eye. Homer Laughlin. I keep looking for this particular piece, but it's just, I guess it could hold food or whatever, but oh my goodness, how amazing is that? Or just a real pretty sit around. But it is amazing. Yeah, Joanne, I think you're right. And I'm looking for this that has the square version to it, and I'm not seeing it. But I tell you one thing, it is an antique. How lucky was I to get a hold of this? Very lucky. Let me see. I cannot find the exact one with the square right there. So all I can say, guys, I'll say it after I get a drink of water because my mouth's dry. And I think you're right. Yes, I just, something, I just honed in on it. And it may be because it had pink in it. I don't know. But I tell you what, it's an antique. So, and for something to survive this long, but it may have been the pink. I don't know. I just have this thing about that may be a decal, but I tell you what, that right there is not. Ugh, whoops, it's in one piece. That right there is not a decal. See that gold? That's not a decal. Your that right there is a decal, and it is amazing. Not one thing wrong with it. And if you could get a hold of a collector, man, they'd be all over that like a cheap suit. I guarantee you. So I'm going to put this over here on top of my printer to make sure it doesn't get. Wow, I tell you, sometimes I look on the bottom, I inspect them, but sometimes I just go by, hey, that's pretty and it looks old, so I just pick it up. So next, what if a person had other pieces like that? It'd blow you away. Now this is amazing as well. Let me find it here. Sometimes I go past things and then I go back to them and I say, well, should I or shouldn't I? But then something just kind of says, when you get the pieces that are so unique like that, there's that one. So it's this one. Look at that etched. Look at that. Someone spared no expense to the decoration of this. So let's take a look. It's that one. So let's look at this one. Let me see here. This one is really decked out. I mean, there's even that on the bottom. Look at that. See that? That's on the bottom. Someone really spent a lot of time on this. Now let me find the exact one. I mean, very rarely do you see something like that. And where did it go? Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And what would you say about that? You know what I say? That's uranium glass. I did get my black light, bless Amazon's heart. It was late. But okay, here's what we're looking at. This is an antique. Let me get this right, guys. This is an antique Westmoreland UV reactive glass. Now let me go to eBay. Hey Gwen, welcome in. But yeah, it glows. Thank goodness for a black light. This is special, guys. I hit the proverbial jackpot. This is an antique Westmoreland UV reactive glass, 10.75 candy. Well, that's a candy jar, but this is not a candy jar, but it is UV. Hey, Dana, welcome in. But check it out. Look at that. I would say that glows, and look at the etched piece, at the etched flowers in that. Look at that. And it goes all the way down to here and is amazing. And it is Westmoreland. So it is vintage. It kind of looks like a Sunday glass. It's got a pedestal on it. Let me go down and see. I found the exact one, but it is amazing piece of, it glows, and y'all know how I feel about glowy glass. Let's go down here. I've seen it. But this is really, this is special. I hit the jackpot twice, it seems. And see, when this uranium glass came out, they kind of, See, they stopped making it because they felt like that the component that made this glow was a little hazardous to people's health. And I don't remember when they stopped making this, but it glows. But isn't that amazing? And look at those. I mean, this is etched. Amazing piece. Even down on the pedestal, it's even hey Alfonso, welcome in, sweetheart, and happy Thanksgiving to you, sweetie. I hope you have a very blessed day with your family. Man, time just goes so fast, doesn't it, guys? This is special, man. I just hit the jackpot. And it's antique Westmoreland. So we know what antique means. It's not vintage, it's antique. I wanted to show Brian, revisit this one for Brian. Look at this, Brian. This is a vase. And what did I say this was? Let's go back, and because a lot of people didn't get to see all the goodness from the beginning. Let's go back, and I like to review because I don't like anyone to miss anything. Yes, oh my God, it's like a beautiful aqua color. It is so pretty. My mind is still swimming from that piece before this last one. And I'll tell you what it is. Because some people really like that unusual colored, and this one has so much movement to it, the way it swirls around like that. Oh, it's wanting to be difficult. Almost. It does kind of have that look to it, doesn't it, Gwen? It really does. It's really neat, beautiful. Hey, ST, it's giving the blue swan. ST, I think you're new to the chat. Thank you so much for coming in. I usually, when I do thrift hauls, I just come live because I like a participating audience and it's just more fun. So that's why I do that. And welcome in, sweetie. This is a vintage Tiara Indiana glass, blue colonial, and it is amazing, if I do say so myself. But I seen that and I thought, how beautiful is that? So I'll give you the full description. It's a vintage Tiara Indiana glass, blue colonial water picture, and art glass. EMPOLI diamond optic blue. That is not lidded. I don't know why they described it. But this as well has a very long handle to it. And notice how it swirls around, and the beauty of this piece is just amazing. Isn't that lovely? And this was on the cart and they was getting ready to put it out, but I got a hold of it first. Yes, Brian, do you have plans for Thanksgiving, Brian? I know, I really know that, after, I know your mother has passed and it's just you and your brother. But even if you have to go out to a restaurant, go out and celebrate Thanksgiving because, guys, there's so many things, and Brian's been through a hard time. Brian took care of his mother when she was sick, and he's going to his nephews. I'm glad you're going somewhere, Brian. I think people getting out of the house during a holiday, especially after the loss of a loved one, is really important. And I'm so glad, Brian, that you're getting out. But Brian is a good man. He is a Christian man, and he took such good care of his mother. And he was right there with her, and he's a good person. Laura, would you mind dropping Brian's link in the chat for me, please? He is so close to 1K, guys. He's just right there. And I would like to see him get there. But yeah, so many times during the holidays, guys, there's people that suffered loss and previously, And there's a lot of depressed people out there this time of year that, that feel like that there's nothing left for them. And a lot of times bad things happen this time of year. Thank you, Miss Laura. Appreciate that. And you know what? If you guys, and this happens to everyone, if you feel like those feelings of dread and you feel really down and you just don't care about anything, the things that you loved doing previously, you don't get any joy out of it, please go to someone and talk to them. Someone that you feel that you can trust, you're close to, and you don't mind telling them things, guys, because sometimes depression goes even further. And, it's best to, get a hold of somebody and say, "Hey, look, I feel this way and I'm so depressed and I just can't seem to come out of it." Go to someone that you trust, talk to them, please, because depression can go far worse. Hey, Shell Bell. You're fine, Shell Bell. We're talking about the holidays. We're just looking at some pretties. Because the holidays is a time where people really, either they're suffering from the loss of a loved one, or they've had a horrible year and they feel like that they don't have anybody, and they do bad things, guys. If you see someone like that, and a lot of times these people will give you subtle hints, please, please, please go and talk to somebody. I know life is very hard and depression can hit very hard, but you guys kind of, if your friends are staying to isolating themselves, being kind of pulling away from things that they once enjoyed, kind of set them down and say, "Hey, I noticed that and sometimes these people are ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed. Depression affects thousands and thousands of people. It's better to get that out of your system and sit down and talk to someone and just never isolate yourself. You just don't do it because it really never ends well. So, I feel like that I have made numerous friends on YouTube, and I feel like that any one of you, if I was having problems, would be good to talk to. And I believe that, which I'm not, but you know where I'm coming from. I feel so close to you guys, and I really trust you guys. And if I felt like I was in a position like that, I would pick A, B, I'd go down the list. And we all need support, guys. We really do. And the holidays is kind of rough on a lot of people. So let me show uh, Shell Bell this glowy glass, which I was so excited about. And I did get my black light, bless Amazon's heart. But check this out. Now that is what we call glowy glass. How amazing is that? Look, even that down there, from the light that's emitting down through there, is even shining. But yeah, this is special, guys, and there's etching in that, and it is beautiful. And there's a lot of time. I know, Dana. I totally agree because there's nothing. Depression is very draining, and I also believe you can be depressed and not know it. I believe that because some people are so strong that it's right there, but we really kind of refuse to look at it. And I think you can be depressed and not know it. I mean, we've all kind of been there at one time or the other. We get It's this thing called life that we're all a part of, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming, and we're just like, forget it, and we withdraw into ourselves, and we should never do that, and we isolate ourselves. So, Brian, I'm so glad that you're going to, that's your family. And I'm so glad that you have the opportunity to be able to spend time because, when someone passes, we really know how precious our family is, and anything could happen to anybody. Brian says, ordered a lighted magnifying thing. That's good, Brian. Those are nice. But I'm so glad that, when sometimes when people pass away, it tears people apart because they're so worried about what they're going to get. And it virtually rips people apart when it should bring them together. Hey guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing on this earth worth more than the support of your family. There's nothing, I don't care what material item it might be, and there's nothing like the love of your family, nothing material thing on this earth can replace, you know. Now I can read that small print. I know, especially me, if I get jewelry and they cram on a cartouche the letters together. But I really just felt like, how you have a thought and it goes to another thought. And I was driving home, and when that police vehicle passed me along with a fire truck and an ambulance, and they were consecutively behind each other. Yeah, it is awful. And they do fight over the inheritance, and most of them have so many things that they don't have anywhere to put it, and they do fight over inheritance. I look at it like this: if someone leaves me something, then that's fine. And I wouldn't care if it was whatever, but if they wanted me to have it, then I might really say, hey, this was left to me, and they thought enough about me to leave it for me. But if they don't and people's fighting, I just leave. I duck under the thing and just leave and say, so long, because life's too short for that fussing. And I don't, some of the worst fights you've ever seen has been in funeral homes. And how disrespectful is that? I lived that, Dana. My siblings kicked me to the curb because of my mom's will leaving me the most of the money. Well, sometimes, Shelbelle, it's almost better if someone is being willed something, not to say anything about it and say, yes, I have a will, and no, I'm not telling you what's in that, but upon my death, you will know. But yeah, it does cause a lot of dissension amongst siblings. I know Shelbelle. I know Shelbelle is generous. And sometimes, things happen for a reason. And Shelbelle is a very generous person, and I do know this. Oh, yes, it would, Dana. And Alfonso said, I have aunts on my mom's side to fight over inheritance after the passing of my grandparents. Oh, gosh. You know what? I look at it like this. There's nothing on this earth worth fighting for. Your life, yes, but not a material object, because it's good to have things. I'm not saying it's not good, but there comes a time when your greed overrides your sensibility. Then that's where the problem comes in. And look at this, guys. This is a paperweight, and I never Googled it, but I'm not for sure what it is. I know that's glass, but we're going to find out. I don't know if it kind of looks like there's a division right there where that's attached. And we're just going to Google this, and it is glass, and see what we have. Kind of reminded me of a peach, but the wrong shape. But yeah, Shell Bell, you shouldn't. You're people do things for certain reasons, and it's not your fault that your mom decided to leave you the brunt of the estate. That is not your fault. But if I was her, I would have kind of not talked about it until she passed. And then, of course, a lot of people don't care. Boy, they find out that someone's getting more than they are. They're just, well, I did this, well, I did that. But I believe Shell Bell has cared for her mother in the past. But, it's sad that, yeah, that's good, Shell Bell. But then when you guys were all brought together with the attorney, I bet the daggers were really thrown that day. But this is so neat. Let me make a picture of this. This is glass. I'm like this, if I did, if I worked for something and earned it, I want all that's coming to me. But it's not worth all that fussing and carrying on. And some siblings cannot get over it. And it's carried on for years and years. And then one of the siblings pass away, the one they resented, and they think, well, gee, she's not here anymore. And look how I treated her. I should have been loving and caring because we're family. That's why I always tell people I love them, because we don't know when our day's coming, and you want that person to know that you love them so you can leave this earth knowing that you told them. It was quite a surprise to me. I thought my mother hated me most of my life. Oh, Shell Bell, bless your heart. How could anyone hate Shell Bell? She is so much fun. But a lot of times we don't understand some of our parents and the reason they do the things they do, and it's really hard. But feeling like as a child that your mother felt that way about you had to be really hard. And and Shell Bell is a good person. I know she is. She is a loving person, and she is a giving person. Maybe quite the opposite. Maybe Shell Bell, maybe your mother wasn't that kind of person because you got it from somebody. And you always get certain traits from certain, your parents. And but no, I do, come on camera. Yeah, and sometimes I've seen cases where a child is looks so much like, say, their dad, and the mother resents that. And it's not right. A child is born and has the characteristics that it's meant to have, and it's so unfair. I would never do a child like that. She was probably harder on you because you were the oldest, Shell Bell, but I bet she loved you. Yeah, a lot of my dad, boy, they didn't call him the warden for nothing. And that's what they called him. He was strict. I don't know, it may have been partly with what shaped my personality to this day, but they didn't call him the warden for nothing, because he was very strict. I can remember when I was still at home, and I was going with, back then he was my boyfriend, which is my husband today, 42 years ago. Oh, it is a peach. I was right. Art glass, fruit frosted, perfect peach. Let's see what they're saying about it, but it is art glass. And I was 18 years old, out of school, and he was telling me when I could see and when I couldn't see my boyfriend, which is my husband, today I'm like, really? And guys, one day I just had enough, and it's called Crowning Touch. And he was harping about something, and I was in the kitchen, and something, it was like it was slow motion. I got up, pushed the chair in, and went out the door. And they was looking for me. They couldn't do nothing about it. I was 18 years old. Thank you. It's a peach. And I couldn't, guys, I couldn't take it anymore. He was too controlling. I was an adult. I was 18. And I just, I just refused to take his controlling way. And I walked out. I walked out. Hey, Yeti, welcome in. I couldn't take it no more. And I just got up and I walked away. And, my life, I didn't have a bed of roses neither. But I tell you, you can rise, but it is a peach. It is glass, and it is art glass, and it is frosted Georgia peach. And it's 3.5 by 2.5. Good to see you, Yeti. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate that. That's amazing, guys. I thought, well, it looks like a peach. It's shaped like a peach, but is it a peach? So we will move on. And I think a lot of times the holidays do stir a lot of memories for a lot of people, be it good or bad. Ah, we have more glass. And here we have the Ruffled Beauty, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. We move this little peachy over here, and we will drop the camera while I do the. I know I have a mess in here, guys, but really I'll get it cleaned up eventually. So look at this beauty. How beautiful is that? I don't know. I have this thing about ruffles. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just part of my personality. I don't know. Oh dear me. And I did take a picture of this, but isn't that amazing? Look at that. So I will tell you exactly what this is. In this consignment shop, you just never know what you're going to find. You really don't. I just go in there. It's so relaxing. Swinging by in between pies and casserole and oven switch outs. Laugh out loud. Have a great week, everyone. You too, Yeti. You have a happy Thanksgiving with your family and eat all the food you can hold. And Yeti's on the thin side, so he could probably eat something and not get thighs like we do, ladies, right? So let's see, where is that? Let's turn. Let's see, let's go back. So this is an amazing piece, and I Googled it, and I was quite surprised on what we had here. You guys, I haven't ate a bite today, and I'm hyperglycemic, and that was stupid. So what this is, it is clear glass vintage. Oh my goodness. That says Linux. Let me see here. I was running on sheer determination. Let's see. This is Duncan Miller, is what this is. Duncan Miller. Isn't that amazing? Duncan Miller glass is what this is. Well, guys, I had a light fixture up there until I brought a ladder up here, and guess what? It was, let's just say there were a lot of pieces involved. Isn't that nice, Brian? And it's fairly small. It's not crisp. I don't know. It's very beautiful. I like that little floral type thing. But what this is, it is Duncan Miller. And let me tell you a little bit about it here. Once I can get to there. Man, it takes this thing forever. That's not even. Oh my, one Vegas. Okay, I can still remember driving through and we stopped and bought fresh Georgia peaches, and it was, oh yeah, Dana, those are really yummy, yummy. I'll eat something here in a minute, or Dana. I promise you when I go downstairs. Oh my, one Vegas trip going through the security before I lost 100 pounds. That darn lady pulled me to the side and scan wanded me. I had to spread my legs, and I looked at her like, "What you talking about? Oh, Willis, oh my gosh." Well, that wasn't nice. That reminds me of something. When my daughter was born, I remember the doctor saying, "Look at those thunder thighs." And I'm like thinking, I know she ain't talking about mine. But Shannon did have some rather healthy thighs, but that's beside the point. But that was really odd for a doctor to say, "Look at those thunder thighs." I know that it was rude. Oh, that wasn't her job to. She was supposed to be scanning, not commenting on a person's. How rude. Oh, people can be so rude. That's terrible. Now I'm getting kind of a cross between Linux. This could be crystal. Let's see. Linux Organics Crystal. Let's see. But that's what when Shannon was born, that's what the doctor said. No, it's not. It doesn't have that little thing in the bottom. Look at those thunder thighs. I said, I know she ain't talking about mine. I mean, I gained some weight, but come on. How mean was that? So I'm leaning toward. That's true, Shell Bell. You get a come across the wrong old gal, and she'll either jaw you to the ground or beat you to the ground. One, yeah, you don't do that. That was so mean. So I'm leaning toward. Oh, rare and unfound treasure. Oh my goodness. It's not that Linux. It's okay. It's the Duncan Miller glass bowl. So I know very little about Duncan Miller. All I do know is I found it in here, and I'm trying to find. Here we go, Duncan Miller Glass Company. Let me make sure I got the right one. So we have Duncan Miller Glass Company, number 115 Crystal. Let's move. Duncan Miller Glass Company. I never heard of it. It's a Duncan Miller Glass Company, number 115 Crystal Medium Ruffled Bowl. So that's what it is. She must have thought you had drugs. Oh my goodness. But that is Duncan Miller Glass Company, and that is called Canterbury number 115 crystal medium ruffled size bowl. You get somebody talking about somebody's weight and they're liable to get a beat down on that. You guys, to me, it doesn't matter how much you weigh, what you look like, how much money you have. If you're a good person, you're a good person, period. But no, when people want to get all nasty like that, boy, this is heavy, guys. You could play a little with that raised area there. One to come on. This bowl is small, but it is heavy. But yeah, some people just want to be. Hello, Impeccable Living. Welcome in. You seem to be new to the chat. Welcome in. Right, because I think some of the most beautiful people in the world can be the most ugly because of the way they treat people. We're not on this earth to judge anyone. You're very welcome. Impeccable Living. You sound like a person that would probably love glass. And you're in the right place because we have not only do we have glass, we have glowy glass. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to show y'all. Remember, I told you that I was suspect that this had some uranium glass. Maybe it was put together. So I got my little light out. It's not so much, there are traces of uranium glass. However, this line right there is not uranium. Well, look at that. I was correct. Look at that. Like the old song says, you would even say it glows. Isn't that beautiful? That was thrifted maybe 3 weeks ago. Let's do our black light and see what we have. Isn't that amazing? And this is a black light. Right. I know beauty does fade. You may look like a knockout today and give you 20 years and you may look like Broomhilda. Who knows, But yeah, I think that being kind really goes a long way with people. People have feelings and we don't know what that person may have went through in the past. We just don't know. A lot of people don't talk about their past or anything. Laura said, I have met some beautiful people until they start talking. Yeah, sometimes, kindness, and, like when we were in school, like if you didn't wear this pair of shoes and wear that pair of pants and stuff like that, then people judge too much on what people have instead of who they are. And look at my Red Hat Society hat. Isn't that neat? I love that. I know it's from the Red Hat, but I think it's nice. Look at your feathers right there. I love that. Look at the way that's made up there. I love that. And so there we have it. Might do a little feather trimming, but That, but I know I've got it on right. But there we go. Isn't that neat? I think it goes more that way. Thank you, Brian. I slept with a beautiful man 3 times. He's terrible in bed, but I just love looking at him. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sometimes what they lack in some areas, they're better, they're better in others. But I love his hat. I like the way that it has that little, what I call savoir faire to it. I try to be good to everyone, but I don't like to be taken advantage of. Nuh-uh, no, Dana. What? Where do you see that? He's a nice guy. I know, I love that. I'm going to keep that one. It's just so, I like the way it's made. It just has that thing about it that says, I love that. Yeah, sometimes they're a nice guy, but they lack in other areas. But I just love that. So therefore, if you're looking for a husband or whatever, he's not the one. Thank you so much, Brian. He's not the one, and move on. I think there's somebody for everyone, and women do outnumber men. So there's the pickings could be slim, but there's always someone, and just because this person may be your perfect match, but maybe parts of your personality clash. And that could be bad because when you have to, like, if that you're going with someone, you have to learn about their personality, their likes, their dislikes, and make sure their true colors come out before you marry them. That way you will not make a mistake. But hey, Moon Princess, welcome in. That's another new person. I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and justice. I am Sailor Moon, and now in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. I didn't think I did anything wrong. Hmm, that's an unusual. But no, you don't want to marry someone and be totally unhappy. Thank you. Thank you so much. It looked like it was a rather expensive little doodad. Brian's like, I'm thinking the same thing. I didn't think that I did anything that can. Laura's got that. Protected by Mercury, the planet of the water guardian of wisdom. I am Sailor Mercury. Douse yourself in water and repent. Yes, Laura, you may have to. That's not. I've never seen that person. You know what? Everything. If you're judging me saying that I need to repent, maybe you need to go look in the mirror and follow your own advice. Oh boy, it is ever okay for an older lady in church to slap a young person with a disability on the wrist for any reason? No, they're not supposed to touch somebody. Did somebody slap someone on the wrist? It is ever okay for an older lady in church to slap a young person with a disability on the wrist for no, that's wrong. Okay, Laura, it sounds like we have a live wire. You know how to disassemble that. Go ahead and boom. I must admit, that is the most creative bot that I've ever seen. A lot of times you get a lot of these kids that come in, and that sounds like somebody disassemble, disassemble. Okay, here's another one that came in. Protected by Venus. Planet of Beauty is the guardian of love. I am Sailor Venus. Let me punish you with love. I think the state mental hospital better check the closet because I think one of their patients in the closet with their phone. I know there's always somebody coming in wanting to act a fool. I could hear the announcement now over the phone. So in the mental ward, so and so is missing. He has my phone. Please track him down. Here we go again. A guardian of the revolution. Well, you ought to hear that song by Prince about the revolution. Now that is a good song. Oh, it's very interesting the lengths that people will go to get attention. No, you're not supposed to touch people, especially strike someone. That's totally wrong. What happened, Alfonso? Did someone do something? I had this happen to me when I was playing in the in the back choir in 2011 in New Mexico. Wow, that's been a few. Back in the day, people were really strict, and you had your Sunday school teacher, she would get that ruler out. Yes, Brian is a kind person, and he is a Christian person. So we'll have to Venus, love and beauty, dead scream, world shaking. My goodness. Well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm going to go downstairs and eat. I have not eaten. What time is it? It is 6:19. I haven't eaten today, so I need to get myself downstairs and eat. But I wanted to come on and show you guys all this amazing stuff. And finding an antique was really amazing, I thought. Clint Eastwood, yeah, go ahead, make our day. You guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. We did have free entertainment, as you can see in the chat. Deep submerge. Now, I guess they're still looking for the patient that took the orderly's phone and is in the closet getting in on our chat. So I'm sure they will be found soon. In the meanwhile, have a happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with family and friends. This is the season. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you so much.